Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game 7 between the Cuba Sugar Kings and the Texas Rangers, live from Arlington, Texas. As we set for a final game of this series, both teams have won 3 games. And we're going to find out who's going to be able to move on to the Connie Mack League Championship Series, where Puerto Rico awaits the winner of this game. Mike Cuellar, who's 2-0 in the postseason. 14 and 14 with a 3.49 ERA in a regular season, gets the call for Game 7 to face Clayton Kershaw, who lost the second game and has 1-1 this postseason, is 19 and 5 in a regular season. Lineups are pretty much set here, and Texas, although struggling in the first 4 games, has won its last two by the identical scores of 4-0. And Cuba has not scored in a couple of games. And a bit of a cause of concern for Cuba, but they got an ace starter on the mound, and they should be able to get this game going. And hopefully they'll be able to score enough runs here. And we'll see what's going to happen. We're going to fire this game up right now. Texas down 3 games to 1. We're able to get a 4-0 win on a great pitching performance by Bert Hooton, and then um, compounded that with another wonderful performance by Greg Maddux. Both of them pitching complete game shutouts back to back. 5 hits, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts for Hooton, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts for Maddox, but it's nothing but the crying now. As Game 7 is underway with Lourdes, Gurriel, Oliva, and Palmeiro to face Clayton Kershaw. Oliva, Palmeiro, and Alvarez all facing a lefty here. That could be a bit of a disadvantage, but we'll see how it plays out at Globe Life Park as we set this game here. We'll see what Cuba can do here today. Line drive and a base hit to left to lead off the first. So man is on for Oliva. 14 of 44 homers, 7 RBIs. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed on a fastball, strike 3. Palmeiras had 5 home runs and 10 RBIs this postseason. First ball hitting. Drives it the other way. That's a base hit. Gurriel now at second. First and second, 1 out. And Palmeiro takes a pitch away and just lofts at the left. Alvarez batting just 260 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. One blast here could really set this game the right tone here. It's a drive to center. That's going to be extra bases. A run will come in and score. And Alvarez in there with an RBI double. The Rangers are 4-1 at home. Cuba's 2-3 on the road, but they got a nice lead here, 1-0. Here's Perez with 5 RBIs so far. Second and third, 1 out is a ground ball to first. The runners are kept at bay, and a nice play to keep any runs from scoring in here. Louis Robert moving lower into the lineup here. 2 homers and 4 RBIs in this postseason. There's a 3-1. Walks him. Key thing to mention here is that there's no wind today. The roof is closed. I'll keep the weather elements at bay here. Bert Campaneris, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's really exploded in this series. He has the bases loaded, 2 outers, a 1-1. Here's a pitch. Drives it to right field. Robinson under and makes the catch. That'll end the inning. Cuba scores 1 on 3 hits. Texas coming up with Morgan, Speaker, and Robinson to face Mike Cuellar. 2-0 this postseason. Here's the 1-1. Line drive and a base hit up the middle. And they have to. Well, this is very bizarre. Hold on a second. Why is Morgan out of the ball game? So an unspecified injury to Joe Morgan, at least that's what it looks like. And they bring in a pinch hitter of all things for Don Baylor, who swings and gets a base hit. Speaker the 3-1. Line drive, he nails one up the middle. Baylor will run to third, first and third, nobody out. Frank Robinson the 3-1. Weak pop up. Nice play there by Palmero. That was not a good pitch to swing at. There's our number one. Here's Matthews. 378 hitter, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, and 14 hits in the playoffs. Drive to center. This is playable here. The throw will not be in time, and a run will score. So Matthews with a sacrifice fly RBI. Don Baylor scores. And this game is tied at 1. And a nice bit of hitting here for Eddie Matthews. Gets his first sacrifice fly of the playoffs. Still a runner at first, though. In comes Berkman, who's 1 for 26 this postseason. There's a 2-2. Ground ball to third. Nice throw by Perez to end the inning. Texas replies with a run. This game is tied after 1 inning. Top of the second with Grandal, Cuellar, and Gurriel. The 0-2 to Grandal. Drives it to left. There's a base hit. Switch hitting to the right side, and he comes through with a base hit and bringing Cuellar has a chance to bunt a runner over. He does. Will throw to first. He gets the out, and Grandal's not in scoring position with 1 down. On to Gurriel, who singled and eventually scored. It's a 1-2. Drive to center. Beautiful. Oh, that was a nice catch there for the second out. Oliva's 0 for 1. Here's a 3-2. Ground ball to first, right at Cooper to end the inning. And they leave a runner stranded at second to the bottom of the second inning. And Cooper, Banks, and Taubman's going to come up. Cooper has really struggled in the playoffs, but has hit the ball a little bit better of late. Cuellar looking to get a 0 here. There's a drive to center, another base hit. And Cooper, who really struggled at the beginning of the playoffs, is starting to hit the ball better. Banks. There's a pitch. Drives it, and a base hit down a line in right field. That'll be a double. Second and third now with nobody out. Just above the glove of Palmero. It's a 3-2. Walks him. Bases loaded for Kershaw. The 3-2. Drives it. That'll be extra bases for Kershaw. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. A 2-run double for Clayton Kershaw. And a 3-1 Texas lead. And Cuellar's in deep trouble here. Here's a 3-1 to Hornsby. Walks him. Bases loaded, nobody out for Speakers, a 3-1. Ground ball to first. I'll throw a second for one. That'll be the force play. As Taubensee scores to make it 4-1. And boy, and they're gonna take out Cuellar, and in comes Raisel Iglesias to face Robinson. Drives it to left, caught it. Nobody moves. There's a second out. Nice pitch there. Good defense. Here is Eddie Matthews, a 3-1. And he walks them. But boy, they're having a hard time throwing strikes. And you're not going to be Texas if you're going to put yourself in trouble all the time. Berkman, 0 for 1. 1 for 27. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed on a sinker for strike 3, but not before Texas scores 3 runs. And they're taking a commanding 4-1 lead. Palmeiro, Alvarez, and Perez. A 2-1 to Palmeiro. Drives it high. It is deep. No doubt about it. It is gone. Palmeiro with his 6th home run of the postseason. It's a 4-2 game. Alvarez to come up. He singled and actually doubled in a run. Here's a 1-2. Swung on and a miss. Struck him out. Nice slider. Tony Perez, the 1-1 pitch. Drives it to center. This will be caught by Speaker. There's a second out. Here you got Cuba looking to add some runs here. They got one. Let's see if they could get more. Drives it for extra bases. Robert rounding first, heading for second. He's in there with a double. And they're just really ripping the baseball. Campaneris 0 for 1. But 0-1 to Campaneris. Drives it to left, but caught by Berkman in the inning. Cuba does score a run. But they're still down 4-2. Iglesias will pitch his second inning of work here. Face Cooper, who singled his last time up, struck him out. Nice fastball low and in. The 2-1 to Banks, who ripped a double. Now he rips a single. Taubensee, the 2-2. He hit him. Kershaw ripped a 2-run double to blow this game open. As a bunt. I'll throw to first to get the runners over. Second and third, 2 outs now. Hornsby, who walked. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Perez to end the inning. No runs come and score. Two more runners all on base, and that's something they got to worry about. Grandal, then Iglesias, and then Gurriel. The 1-1 to Grandal, who singled his last time up. Drives on the right field this time, but under it is Robinson near the line and makes the catch for the first out. Jose Canseco to come on in. To place Iglesias, who did a pretty good job here, pitching about an inning and 2/3. Here's a 2-2 to Canseco. Swung on a miss, strike 3. The throw by the catcher got him. So strikeout 2-3 for the second out. Here's Gurriel. The 1-0. He's 1 for 2 today. Ground ball to short. Nice play by Banks. Throw to first. Ends the inning. Nothing across for Cuba in the 4th. As they will now see Cionel Perez to come on in to face Speaker, Robinson, and Matthews. The 1-0 to Speaker. Ground ball to first. Palmeiro unassisted for the first out. Robinson over 2. Here's the 0-2. Drives it to left down the line, but nice running play there by Berkman, who makes by Alvarez, who makes the catch. Eddie Matthews with a 1-2. Weak pop up, and Perez is under it to end the inning. And a 1-2-3 as Cuba goes up in the top of the fifth, down by 2. Oliva to face Kershaw, who's thrown 70 pitches through 4. Here's the pitch to Oliva. His blasts it for extra bases. Rounding first, heading to second, and he will make it in there with a double. And Cuba just not dead center, just quitting on the game here. A solo home run and a single for Palmeiro. The 2-2. Drives it the other way. There's a base hit. And a run will score. Palmeiro will stay at first and an RBI single for Palmeiro, his third hit of the game, to make it 4-3. 3 hits by Palmeiro, 8 hits by Cuba. Alvarez doubled his first time, struck out his second time. Struck out again, and a curveball for strike 3. Perez is 0-2. He's due. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to short. Nice play by Banks to end the inning. They score another run, and they've now made it 4-3. Actually, I haven't made it 4-3 yet. There's a 1-1 Robert. Drives it to center. This will be playable, and that'll end the inning. Cuba's still up, scores another run, and is down by 1 as we're at the bottom of the fifth here. Berkman, Cecil Cooper, and Ernie Banks. Boy, 1 for 27 for Berkman. Make it 1 for 28 with this out. 1 down. Cecil Cooper, the 2-0. Ground ball to short. Nice play by Campaneris for the second out. Ernie Banks is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Here's a 1-2. Struck him out. Nice pitching by Ciano Perez in a bullpen. Is keeping Texas in it. Keeping Texas at bay, and Cuba in it. Campaneris and Grandal, then most like a pinch hitter for Perez. Campaneris the 0-1. Ground ball to short. Banks with a strong throw to Cooper for the first out. Grandal's 1 for 2 is the 1-2 pitch. Drives it to left again. Berkman under and makes the catch. So he's hit the ball well 3 times. Perez going to stay in here as a 3-2. Struck him out to end the inning. Here comes Taubensee, Kershaw, and Hornsby. The 1-2 to Taubensee. Struck him out looking. Kershaw, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 with a slider. Here's Hornsby, is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the 0-2. Drives it to center. Caught by Robert to end the inning. And through 6. It's a close one. Texas up 4-3. Cuba's been able to sort of present a bit of a threat here in each of these innings. Have been able to score that tying run. Gurriel 1 for 3, the top of the order here as they face Kershaw. The 0-2. Got him. Nice pitch. Good slider there for strike 3. Here's Oliva, who's 1 for 3 with a double. Here's the 2-2. Drives it high. It is deep. There is no doubt about it. It is gone. Tony Oliva with a solo home run to tie the game at 4. Oliva's 5th home run of the playoffs. Wow. And we got a tie ball game. 3 for 3 with a home run, two RBIs here. And here comes Arthur Lee Rhodes to come in out of the bullpen. The 1-1 to Palmeiro. Dangerous, especially this game, but through the entire series. Drives one into right center, caught by Robinson. Boy, that ball was hit on the screws for out number two. Alvarez a 2-2. Struck him out looking. Nice pitch. Good fastball on the outside corner, but they score a run, and they've tied this ball game up. Here comes Diego Segui to face Speaker, Robinson, and Matthews. Here's a 2-2. Drives it, but right at Campaneris, who spears it, picks up the out. Brilliant play there. Here is Robinson. Drives it to right field, caught by Oliva for out number two. Matthews 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly has driven a 6 run of the playoffs. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and he got him. Nice curveball. That'll end the inning. 1-2-3 again. Texas's offense scoring early at 5 runs. Finally going to score in a run. Perez, Robert, and Campaneris. And the bottom of the order is going to have to sort of get something done here. Here's a 2-1 to Perez. Ground ball to short. Nice play by Banks. Throw to first. Nice throw. And out number one, Perez 0 for 4. Robert 1 for 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As Rhodes fires. Swung on and missed. Nice fastball. High and away for strike three and out number 2. 0 for 3 is Campaneris. Here's a 2-2. Drives it for extra bases. Right center field. Running to first, heading to second is Campaneris. He's running to third. Here's the throw, not in time. And a triple for Campaneris. Rhodes better be careful when he throws that slide. If that one's up in the dirt, goes in the backside. That scores a run. Here's Grandal, 1 for 3. The 3-2. Drives on a base hit up the middle. Yasmani Grandal with a base hit up the middle that has given Cuba an improbable 5-4 lead. Texas was up 4-1. Here comes Jose Abreu. The cutting pinch hit. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ends the inning, but Cuba scores another run. Here comes Luis Aloma to replace Segui. Berkman, Cooper, and Banks. Here's a 3-0 to Berkman, who's batting from the left side now. And he walks him. Pitch to Cooper. Weak pop-up at third. In foul territory, Perez has it. There's the first out of the inning. Ernie Banks, 2 for 3 with a double. Here's a 1-0. Drives it the other way. There's a base hit. His third hit of the ball game. And Berkman will wind up at third. First and third, 1 out. In comes Taubensee, the 1-0. Ground ball to second. Throws it for 1 on a first double play, inning over. A double play to end the inning. And Texas is left without scoring a run. Cuba up 5-4 as we go to the 9th inning. So far for Cuba, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Texas. Cristobal Torriente to lead off in place of Lourdes Gurriel. As Joe Nathan coming in. Torriente is 2 for 3 in the playoffs so far. Torriente would like to get on 45 saves this year for Nathan. Coming on a safe situation. Now drive the other way deep into extra bases. On his way to second is Torriente. He's in there with a pinch hit double. Here's Oliva. 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. A 3-1. Walks him. Palmeiro. 3 for 4, a home run and 2 RBIs. Here's a 2-2. Drives it to center, caught, and Torrente is not going anywhere. It was first and second with 2 outs. 1 out, excuse me. Alvarez now facing a righty. Here's a 3-2. Drives it up the middle. There's a base hit. Torrente will come in and score. And an RBI single for Alvarez. 6-4 Cuba. Tony Perez 0 for 4. Here's a 2-2. Drives it high. It is deep. It is gone. No doubt about it. It's gone. Tony Perez with a 3-run homer. 9-4. His first home run of the postseason and a big one. And he came at the right time. Robert with a 2-2. Line drive and a base hit to left. Now they're just teeing off on Joe Nathan. Here's Cabaneris, who tripled his last time up. Ground ball second, on a second for 1 for the force play. There's out number 2. They have scored 4 runs in this inning. Grandal's 2 for 4 is driven in a run. Here's a 1-1 pitch, a throw to second, a steal for Cabaneris. A 1-2, drives it to center. Right center, excuse me, and under it is Robinson, but not before they score 4 more runs. They now have a 9-4 lead. And this does not look good for Texas. They're out 3 outs away here. Rupert Jones is coming in pinch hit. Hornsby then Speaker Aloma pitching his second inning of work. Here's a 3-2. Drives it high. It is deep. It is going. It is no doubt about it. It is gone. A pinch hit home run. And Rupert Jones with his first home run of the postseason. It's 9-5. Here's Hornsby, the 1-2. Struck him out looking. Nice pitch there. Good fastball tailing inside. Out number 1, Speaker. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to first. Palmeiro unassisted for the out. Down to the last out here, Robinson, who has really struggled 0 for 4 today. Here's a 3-2. Can he get him? Weak pop-up under this. Grandal, the game is over, and Texas loses 9-5 at home in Game 7, in definitely one of the biggest upsets in playoff history. Cuba defeating Texas, who had won a total of 125 games in a regular season. Texas goes down in 7. Unbelievable. I'm absolutely stunned by the score. 9-5 final score. 9 runs, 15 is for Cuba, 5 runs, 8 is for Texas. I can't believe Texas has gone from the postseason. Arthur Rhodes picks up the loss in relief. Diego Segui picks up the win in relief, and Luis Aloma pitches 2 innings. They didn't even need to roll this Chapman. Picks up his first save. Unbelievable. Cuba. And Tony Oliva, despite the hitting by Palmeiro, Tony Oliva named MVP of this the divisional round. It could have easily been gone to Palmeiro, by the way. 376 RBIs, 8 runs scored in this series. Um, Unbelievable. And we're going to have an all Latin Connie Mack League Championship Series, and I guarantee that a Latin team will make it to the World Baseball Association Finals. The final score in a shocker: Cuba 9, Texas 5. Texas is eliminated, and it will be Cuba versus Puerto Rico in the Connie Mack League Finals, and this will be determined at a certain point. We'll get all the stats and the game logs in, all the statistics in, as we'll slowly prepare ourselves for the Casey Stengel League and Connie Mack League Championship Series. On behalf of yours truly, thank you for listening and viewing today's game. A lot of twists and turns late in the game, and Cuba was able to pull through. Please follow us on our World Baseball Association page on YouTube. Please subscribe and leave a comment for things that you like and you don't. As constructive criticism is always appreciated. So I'd like to thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time. And as always, keep smiling. Take care, everybody, and see you in the championship series of the Casey Stengel League and the Connie Mack League. Bye, everybody.